Today I want to make a video about extensions. So what are extensions? Extensions are just little add-on things that you can build into a campaign. They're little additions to the software. So for instance, you might get a buy of some published material that will come with special desktop details, images that will sit on the desktop. Or you might want to change the theme, your layout of Fantasy Grounds when you're playing a game. So when you go to load the campaign, you'll see this window for campaign details. This is where you turn on and off campaign details. There's all sorts of different extensions, and you can find them on the Fantasy Grounds website. So we're going to go in there, and I'm going to show you how to locate them and how to install them into your system. The one I'm actually really interested in is the sound extension. So there's DOE base extension and DOE sound extension. I need my players to get them because if I can get them to install them, then they'll be able to play sounds through their on their actions through their own Fantasy Grounds. They'll be able to trigger sound effects through my Sirenscape software. So take note, fellas, this is where the ones I want you to go and find: the DOE base extension and DOE sound extension. Now to find them, well, first, before we go looking for them, what I want you to do is have a look at where your Fantasy Grounds data is installed. So go to your settings. So where the program files, that's where actual Fantasy Grounds is installed on your computer. And where your data directory is where all your other data is installed. So if we go and have a look at that, okay, so this folder here is where I keep all of my Fantasy Grounds stuff, all my data. Just to show you around this, there are some quite interesting folders. If you know your way around Fantasy Grounds, you can do quite a lot. So here, in the tokens ones, you can put your own tokens in there. If you've got a special image that you want to use for a token, you can put them in there. Your different rule sets, that's where Fantasy Grounds is going to install them. If you know someone that's made a rule set, you can just save it to that folder there. I have other folders here that I'm just keeping everything together here that I use for other things. Modules, you might create a Fantasy Grounds module, and you might want to give to someone else. So that's where they would install it in their Fantasy Grounds, or you would install it there if you're getting a module from someone else. Your extensions are going to go here. We'll come back to there. Campaigns. This is where all your campaigns are stored. When you save a campaign or you play in a campaign, it's all the data for that campaign is going to go here. So, for instance, if I go into the Storm King's Thunder one, all the images for Storm King's Thunder are going to go here. So if I want to import a new image, I can put it there. Portraits. You will find your portraits here. So you can put all new portraits, and then when you're inside the game, you can access them there. But the one you want to be aware of today is the extensions folder. So the extension folder is here. So all your extension folders, files, you're going to load into this one. And so here I've got the base DOE base extension and the DOE sound extension. So when we find that on the Fantasy Grounds forums, that's where we want to save it to, or save it, download it, and then paste it into this folder here. So to find them on the Fantasy Grounds website, you go to your forums, and here you could just do a search for the extensions you want. DOE sound extension, I'll just do a search for that, and that should come up there. And so you can read all about it here. And so what I want my guys to download is this DOE base extension and DOE sound extension. So download that and save it into that file. Download that and save it into your Fantasy Grounds extensions folder. Then players won't need to do this, but if you are running a campaign, when you go to create your campaign or load a campaign, you just tick the extensions that you want for that campaign. So if you're going to run a campaign and you want to use the sound extension, you've got to tick both this bass and the sound extension one. And what that will look like in game is this. Once you've got those two folders installed, you can go into your library, and now you'll see a little sounds one, and you tick that, a little sounds window will appear there. Now I'll explain how to mess around with that in another video when we look at Syrinscape. Okay, thanks for watching.